So a question, so this idea, these thoughts we have, is there any aspect of truth in it, or just completely false?
It depends on you. That's the whole. That's the part that's what I love about imposter syndrome, because
how
it
can
all
you
starts
love
up
it?
here, and it all because it all really does start with your own thoughts and beliefs about yourself. And it also, and I'm very much into the heart space, like in the heart center type of leadership and also teaching and coaching. And so like it all also starts with an understanding of who you are. So when you are able to come from a place where you know exactly who you are, where you know what value you bring to the table, where you understand you may not be the best person in the room, right, that does this, and understand and accept that part, that part, that acceptance, that understanding of who you are, can easily translate into a relief of imposter syndrome.
Okay. So how do I get to this point of acceptance though? Like, is there like an exercise I have to do where I stare in the mirror and go, "You're amazing, you're great, you're the best"? So like, how do I get to this acceptance really quickly?
Well, that definitely helps. I mean, look, I don't know if there's a very quickly process, but there's a very quickly on the spot process, right? So it's like, if you are feeling imposter syndrome, go into what your fear is. There's always a fear that's going to drive behind what your imposter syndrome is, because there's always something that you're afraid people are going to find out. You're not good enough. You're not worthy enough. You're not something enough, right? It's always like a fear that's driving that imposter syndrome. And so it's the first thing first is, why are you feeling this way? What are you afraid of? What is it that, what is the fear that's coming out? And let's say, for example, you're feeling that you're not good enough, that they're going to find out that you're not good enough, really, and they're going to, I don't know, people won't buy from you, or people will find out you're really not a very good coach, or people will, find out you're not very good at your job. So then go into, and then the next thing is like, okay, I have this fear, but what's causing me to feel this way? Why is this fear coming up at this time? What has triggered this fear? And then you start looking at, well, how do I get rid of it? How, you find the examples that disprove all of the fears that are coming up. So for example, let's say you think you're not good enough of a coach. Well, then you find all the examples of how you have been able to help your clients, right? Or how you have been a really good coach. So what makes a good coach? Well, I help my clients get results, I do X, Y, and Z. Okay, so then how have you already done that? And then you really just go, and instead of, so human nature, we tend to focus on all of the things we haven't done, all of the things that we're not good at. And then when we focus our attention on those areas, that's what expands in our life, meaning that's what manifests in our own life. So we want to focus on all the stuff we're really good at, so that we can continue to manifest all the good stuff. And then that's where our energy goes. So energy is very much so when I say that, it's like, you have, let's say, for example, you're planting a flower. And so when you put the seed in the ground, you need water and you need sun, right?
Yes.
So that's the focus. The energy, the sun and the water is the focus, because when we put enough of that, the flower grows.
Yeah.
Right. So we can have a weed, which is like the negative stuff, right? Or we can have a beautiful sunflower, which is all of the reasons why we're worthy. And so that's why we want to put our energy, the sun and the water and all that makes the sunflower grow, into what makes us positive, so that we can truly bloom on the outside. We can get rid of this imposter syndrome. We can understand that, look, we may not be the best at something, but that doesn't mean we're not amazing at it, right? We're not, exactly. And then that definitely will help with the imposter syndrome feelings on the spot.